These losses hurt so much because we played so well for the whole game. And it hurts so much. I could see it on their face. Meanwhile, we got, what's the name of the movie? The Predator? Not the Predator that the guys are thinking about, but the Predator with Arnold. Was Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie? I'm supposed to know that, not you.
Leave Jalen Brunson alone. That man has done too much.
Jalen Brunson is like this magical superhero person. He's like bulletproof. He's like squashed down. He's like tough. He makes these shots that I have no idea how he's making.
You're not used to good players. That's why. Jalen Brunson's incredible. You know, we can talk about Jalen Brunson career high in the career high overall. Yep. I think that's 44 points.
44 points, man. Yep.
Ah!
Take note.
Big Beach. We're here.
My man,
it's different this time.
What's up, guys? What a frustrating loss, because we've seen, yea though we walk through the Knicks Valley of Death, which is Madison Square Garden, because these guys come to the Garden and they get superpowers.
Yeah, man.
Who's calling you? Drew Holiday. They get superpowers. It happens all the time. We get into the fourth quarter, we lose the lead, and this time we played well in the third to start. Last few minutes we go on a 10-0 run, end up in the fourth in a dogfight against. Yes, they're not playing that well, but it's still a championship winning team.
Right.
Right. And now they're exploiting us. They're kicking it out to 3-point shooters, and then Drew Holiday, who did not have a good shooting game at all, is not making these ridiculous shots over Quentin Grimes. And I tweeted this out. If you look back over the last decade and tallied up how many gut-wrenching dagger shots came from opponents at the Garden when we defended well. I'm not saying the defense was amazing, but there are a lot of... How many times have you seen us defend really well? Oh, we did all we could. Bang! Right to the heart. It happened again tonight. It's hard because you want to take positives from this game, and I think on the whole this season has been positive. I've been preaching to people, this Knicks team, we are seeing progress. There is something going here. These are good players. This is the skill level of this team is so much higher than we've dealt with in the past. We're not worried of, oh, can this guy make a shot? Everyone's making a shot.
The Knicks team is good. The chemistry is amazing. I just want to mention again regarding Jalen Brunson. He could not have been a more perfect fit for us because he came in and he didn't step on Randall's toes at all, because that was like a little concern.
Should have stepped on them tonight.
Because Randall is definitely a very, seems like a very sensitive type of person, and we've seen him get into the different moods and not have a good game or have a good game.
Yep.
Jalen Brunson seems to have come in and seamlessly kind of been able to work with Randall, bring out the best in Randall, if anything. Jalen Brunson is so controlled, like he's magnetic when he's playing, and I say magnetic, and also he throws that ball up, and several shots tonight, I'm like, what? Yeah. No way. How did that get in? How did that go in? But you also feel so confident when he has the
secure
ball. So you don't care what shot. All of his shots are sensible, good shots.
Well, for him,
even when they're not.
Even
when he twists his body and you're like, oh, that's not going to go in. It goes in anyway. But even if it didn't, you still don't feel that he's making a reckless shot. I don't think that any shot he makes is reckless. Then he uses his body to like bully everyone, including Clyde and Mike Green tonight, to bust away where they were. I don't know how he takes all of that.
It's the fat.
I don't know how he takes all of that bullying on his body.
I know, because I got it too.
Whatever.
It's that fat.
I don't know how he does that, but he does. I feel bad when he loses these kinds of games because I see how much effort he put in.
He does everything.
In the full 4 quarters of the game, and then to have this loss. So here's what I want to ask. What needs to happen? Because we see this happen so many times. The Knicks get into the Garden, they're playing against a good team. We're holding up our end, right? We're playing really well. We're doing, like you said, everything we're supposed to do. Playing defense, scoring at the free throws, 3 points,
Yeah.
We're doing it all, right? We even get to the point where we have like a nice 20-point spread or 20-point lead, 17-point lead, 15-point lead. I'm like, all right, good. Things are going really well. Then out of nowhere, in like 2 minutes, this other team that wasn't playing so well all before, they're able to come in, close that gap, then you now have this game that's like a neck and neck game.
And they have the momentum.
And they have the momentum, especially because they weren't winning all along. So now they are. The little bit of fans that are in the arena that seem to always show up somewhere, they start cheering them on. Our fans can't boo them enough at the free throw line.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
You're very upset about that. Our fans are not. It's like we're not into the game enough to be like.
They're the corporate
boo!
seats. It's corporate seats. You saw Drew Holiday clutch free throws.
Right, and we weren't.
And everyone, no one behind the rim is doing anything. You go to other arenas, you see craziness. That's all I'm saying.
So what needs to actually happen though, so that when we get these big leads, right?
Yeah.
These 17-point leads. What needs to happen to not allow? Why are we allowing them to close that gap so much?
We don't game manage enough. When we're feeling really good about ourselves, we kind of get into this mood where we're just like, ooh, we're giddy. We're just going on and on. I don't think Tibbs is the best at making adjustments when he needs to. Mm-hmm. When he sees the lead dissipating, he doesn't react quickly enough at times.
And call a timeout early enough.
Not even just a timeout, really just adjusting the way we're playing and really trying to nip it in the bud. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you just get killed in certain minutes. Isaiah Hartenstein, I was excited about his arrival. It's not really working out. If Jericho Sims is playing these iHeart minutes, I think better things are happening.
I like Jericho.
He had a really brutal. A lot. I love Jericho. He had a really brutal stretch. In the third, towards the end, he airballed the ball like 3 times. I tweeted Isaiah Charles Smith Hartenstein. All right, follow me on Twitter, guys. NYK Terry. I say wild stuff all game long.
He says way more wild stuff, not online. Also,
I say wild stuff there, but the thing is, it happens over and over and over. And even now, you see we're a better team than we were in the past. It's still happening. These are so hard to watch. And I try to look at the bigger picture tonight. Randall shot way too much. I was singing his praises heading into the fourth because he started horribly, 1 for 12. Then he got into the post 2 times, got 2 easy buckets, started playing a bit stronger, started getting to the rim, was hustling. Third quarter was looking really good, so I felt like, look, Randall had a bad shooting game. He adjusted, fought through it.
And so you like that.
And I was like, good. But then at the end, in the fourth quarter, a couple plays there was a play where they were trapping Jalen, they got to Randall.
And instead of throwing up the ball, he
got the offensive foul against Giannis. And the second he got the ball, I'm like, Randall is seeing Giannis. He's going to go one-on-one.
Right. Because
he's excited now. It's just a matchup, right? Giannis baits him into, Randall hits him with the forearm. He goes flying. Next possession, they trap Jalen again. Randall gets it. He has an open lane. He doesn't take the jumper. I'm not saying, he wanted to get to the rim, he got fouled, but he could
and then Lopez came in.
But then he missed the free throw.
Yeah.
It's like these little moments late, and it's hard to watch. Obi comes back tonight. Good to see Quentin Grimes. Love him. Everything Quentin Grimes does is great. RJ's back soon.
Right.
So again, I'm not worried about the season. I think we really do look like a top 8 team. Now, top 6 gets us out of the play-in. We don't have to do the play-in.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see where things fall after February. The schedule gets really tough.
We're at the half point right now. We're at the half point.
That's why these losses suck.
Yes.
How many losses, right? And by the way, we were away for a bit. We were in the family vacation. We were out of here.
Yeah, we were out of here.
So we missed the Dallas game, which was... I
didn't see it at all, but you were sent tweets told not to watch it at all. Don't even watch the highlights.
It felt like someone said, hey, it's a really bad accident, don't watch it. That's what it felt like. From reading, and then I saw the highlights in the end. So we've dropped so many games. This is the thing, we're having a decent solid season, and there's like 4, 5, 6 games 100% that we should have won. Mm-hmm. It's insane to put in all this effort. You can't do this forever. This kind of stuff wears you down mentally. You can't keep doing this. You start doubting yourself.
It has to, because when you have these close, when you played really well for all of the game.
Yep.
And then it ends up being a close game, and then they win. But that's the game, though, right?
But it's the game for the Knicks.
That's the game.
The MSG is giving everyone superpowers but us. I've said it a million times. These guys, they're playing in these lame cities all over America.
So they come to MSG and it's like, woo, bright lights.
It's a regular
Broadway.
season. It's a regular season. It's a regular season, right? So no one's like that hyped for the regular season. But then you come to New York and Chris Rock, Fat Joe, and you're like, okay,
blinged
I'm
out
gonna put on a show.
fat
I'm gonna
dribble.
get this going, and you see they love it, and it's something you gotta play against, which sucks. But it's the nature of the game, and we gotta get better now. Just on a final note here, thinking about what we need to do where we are. Isaiah Hartenstein, Cam Reddish, Derrick Rose, and Evan Fournier are not part of the team. Well,
Yeah.
I heard is playing, but I would really rather Sims get those
yeah.
minutes at those points.
Me too.
So those guys aren't playing. Trade deadline's coming up. RJ and Obi are going to be back in the rotation soon. I know Tibbs right now is keeping that rotation pretty tight, so if we make a trade, not a great chance he's going to play whoever we get.
Right.
But and those guys, they don't have amazing trade value. It's not like their teams are dying to get them.
But
Though
we could get one good guy.
And money's a problem. That's the thing. It's a lot of money to add up.
Yeah.
So you don't know what you're gonna get back, but they gotta make a trade. I hate seeing these guys just kind of wasted here. I still think that I understand, Tim trying to keep that rotation because of work, but I still think Cam Reddish could help.
Right.
But at this point, it's very clear. They've spoken to him. They definitely told him, we're not playing you.
Yeah.
He's not gonna get injured as well before the trade. So it's done. They're not. Cam Reddish is not playing again. It doesn't look like it. I'm surprised Fournier got back in the rotation, but it took RJ breaking his hand and then taking that finger and ripping his skin open for Evan to play. My main thing is that I said this in our 2 videos ago, which was 6-7 weeks ago. I said, hey, listen, we're playing good, but we need a trade. I'm not trying to break up the team. I'm not trying to do anything for the sake of doing it, but the NBA is an asset management game. If you are not managing your assets and letting them expire for nothing, you're wasting your time. The good front offices don't see a good team and say, oh, they're good, we're happy. They say, oh, this is good. How can we leverage this and make it better?
Right, absolutely.
2 years ago, I wasn't against it. They didn't do anything. When we had Reggie Bullock and Alfred Payton, we played through that season, right? We obviously got Derrick Rose, but we didn't do anything crazy, right? We let those guys rock. We saw what happened. This year, they gotta do something. I think this team has a lot of potential. I'm looking at Brunson, Grimes, RJ, Randall when he's under control, and Mitch. That's a solid starting 5.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with anyone there, right? Can you get one
and then our bench. And our bench.
I mean,
everyone knows that our bench is one of the best benches in the league.
Quickly has been incredible this season. I gotta give Emmanuel his props. So we're at a point where I'm like, consolidate these guys. Let's get some more talent, more help. Let's learn to execute and close these games down. And I want to end on this. I've been talking for 10 minutes. but I'm gonna say this. This scares you for the playoffs. Because these games, this is what the playoffs is like.
Yeah.
The playoffs, or at least when we get to the second half of the season, will be tight games, teams playing hard, and we're going to have a lot of evidence in our head that we're not good at these games.
So you're saying mentally we could go in feeling that way because we've been dealing with this all along in the regular season, that when it gets to the playoffs and we get into this type of situation...
If we get to the playoffs. I mean, I think we're going to make it, but...
that we're going to feel this way.
These games.
Well, here's what I would say. You got to make it to the playoffs and you got to play in the playoffs to get that experience to know that, all of these games could be clutch games, and everyone, not just Brunson, but everyone on the team is going to be able to have to score that winning shot.
Or defend, or do something, or not freeze up in the moment.
Yeah.
We just don't execute well a lot of times. When these teams make these runs, we don't nip it in the bud. We're playing good, we're happy, we're high-fiving, right? It's just not like sometimes, I don't think we lose focus. Because I don't feel like we're just there not thinking, but we just make some silly errors. And once these teams get momentum, you see what the NBA is like today. Everyone's scoring. It's easy to score. A 16-point lead is a 5-point lead of 10 years ago, or 15 years ago, right? So, we need more of these losses. Hurt Alan Hahn. I'm looking at his face. He's sad.
Alan Hahn has number jet blue dye number 2, and it's a little too dark. So if someone can tell him to please lower the color on his hair dye because it looks a little...
I never said that. Thank you guys.
And I love Alan Hahn, by the way.
Peace.